What's good, y'all? You dub back again. This time dealing with a One Piece discussion video. It's been a while since I did a straight up discussion video, right? I remember doing a theory video about Joker's eyes and whatnot. But I was sitting and I was reading some good old Bakido, The Way of Baki. And I had been thinking about some stuff about Haki, right? And different subsects in the future of Haki and stuff for last couple of years, seeing KOL's videos, seeing plenty of people talk about Haki, right? Some of these thoughts are been floating in my mind for a while, but I never put it to video, never really put it. I mean, I've talked with some folks, typed some stuff out in different discussions on Google Plus and whatnot, but I never really went in depth with it. Then it just dawned on me and I go, okay, I can see this, this, and this. And I'm going to do a video on Armament Haki, may do one on Conqueror's Haki. We don't know enough about Conqueror's Haki, but still may do one regardless. I think there are 5 legitimate, maxed out capacities that we will see. Maybe 6. 5, I think maybe 6 actually. I'll see by the end of this video, 5 or 6. Let's start with one that we saw. I already knew we were going to see Future Sight, by the way. So that's where I'm starting. We saw with Basso Hawkins already had a sense, back on, was it, Sabudi, right? We saw with the cards and whatever. That's not Devil Fruit Lady. That's Haki. And people are like, well, we don't know. It's a bit, stop it. Oda gives details before he gives full blown. It's like how I knew Big Mem was, Charlotte Linlin was like a godmother, a Don/godmother. And people were like, how could you call it? I could see the details. There was a number of details like a tribute, protection, aka extortion, and a few other things. The way she had a crew set up and such. So Oda played off of that. Now, like the Future Sight we saw with Charlotte Katakuri, and we saw him as King of Lightning would say the de facto future. But I don't think that's the limit. I don't think that's the max of it. I think he's one of the best Haki users in the series. But remember, he only saw, one frame into the future. He only saw you could change it if you were very fast, which Luffy could use. If you would change, probably do on some mindless Luffy stats. You remember back in Skypiea versus Enel, when Luffy went mindless, if you did not show an intent or you changed up your intent, I think you could probably fool you could say, well, he sees the future. Yeah, he sees one, but as Capone indicated, everyone has the ability to change the future. There are things you can do throughout fiction. You can see this. So that was good. I think that was a stepping stone. I think it was a stage 2, if you will, of observation Haki. Maybe stage 3, it would be a better term. Luffy did not get Future Sight, at least not in the same way that Katakuri got. But I don't think that's the max. I think we will eventually find someone in the series. Because Rayleigh, the Dark King himself, Silas Rayleigh, talked about Luffy. There will be some people that can see the future, right? Maybe one of the admirals. Maybe it'll be Green Bull. Maybe Blackbeard will have it. But I think maybe Hawkeyes has it. Somebody's going to have to where they can see far into the future. I really do think so. Madam Shirley, I meant to bring up, she had this, the premonition. She had the ability of fortune telling. I think that I've been said that's observation Haki. I really do think we will see somebody who can see far in the future, possible multiple possibilities. If you know Bleach with Juha Bach, you know what I'm talking about. Even to a degree, if you know Tanoji from Hinomoru Zumo, all right, a little bit like him, but his was a little bit different and even more hacks than Juha Bach's, honestly. But I do think we'll see someone who could see multiple possibilities in the future and definitive possibilities, which will be very difficult to fight. maybe Usopp fights him, maybe Sanji fights him, maybe Luffy fights him. That would be maybe Zoro. I don't care. It would be a beastly ass thing. And I think we need to see that level. I think Katakuri was nice. He was a good showing of what's to come, but I don't think it was the max that we'll see. Coming in at number 2. This whole emotional stuff. We saw this back at Skypiea with the mantra. Okay. We saw, the chick, the Shandorian girl. We've seen Kobe. We've seen Luffy now. Reading people's emotions, I think Oda's just stepping in, putting his foot in the water, alright? Putting his toe in the water. I don't know if Luffy will make a master. It'll probably be Kobe, actually. Which will give Kobe some relevance, which I know Kobe fans love and will need. But, I think Kobe, if you can really read, it's a form of telepathy to a degree. If you can read the emotions of people, you can read, their instincts. There are things like empath. If you know Raven from the DC universe / multiverse, she in the comics is a very much of an empath, and she feels people's pains. Now it can be it can kind of cripple or something, but it can also get you very connected. And depending on how old it takes it, because he's very creative with it, that could be a massive thing. It could be telepathic level, or it can be, innately what someone's truly feeling. Luffy's had this kind of sense. Even Luffy is like, the type of fighter. You can know what someone's going to do before they do it because of that. Because understand, observation Haki is about perception. Moving on. Coming in at number 3. Usopp showcase. So we might have the sight of a sniper. His was more infrared, but I'm fascinated to see what what Von Auger brings to the table, what a Capone brings to the table, because he's a sniper, it seems, a marksman, or maybe other marksmen. Lucky Roo, how he perceives things. First mate Ben Beckman. So we don't know. Maybe there's a special type of observation Haki with the marksmen that allow them, for 2 things. And this is a twofer. For range, how long their range is. We could have somebody that could have Viola / Violet level range. Like they whole island level, whole thousands of miles level. Maybe that's what Yasopp brings to the table. Messing with Von Auger. Maybe we see Usopp go beyond that. As well as being able to have, whether it be like an eagle's eye or a hawk eye from above, and some tough status if you know the series, or, to see through anything, any object, see through anywhere. So there's the versatility of a marksman, that can bring to the table. A 4th ability that I really think will be interesting, because Oda's kind of hinting at it. If you know Hunter x Hunter with Zetsu, alright, there's Nen and there's Zetsu, meaning, you can hide your Nen, in Dragon Ball, key suppression, excuse me. Where you can hide the key, lower your power level, and you might be able to disguise, going incognito. Maybe that's what Dragon does, to where, or some of, Cypher Pole Ages Zero, to where your Nen is not sensed. Maybe that's what Sabo and them are doing, where you can't really sense their intent. You can, no killing intent, no nothing, to where somebody even maybe on the level of Admiral Fujitora Isho can't sense them, because they go into a relative Zetsu state Haki-wise. Haki, remember, is willpower. And yes, all living creatures have it. But if you can utilize it, why can't you suppress it? Or repress? Maybe you show no intent. Maybe, someone like Hawkeye's, who's very stoic, maybe he has complete control of this. Or a dragon. Maybe Shanks does. Maybe Rayleigh. So I'd be very fascinated, because there is kind of hints at it. If you remember back on Sabaody with Rayleigh, he was able to just be a regular slave. Come on now. Someone is powerful, but he's also mastered all 3 forms of Haki. So take that for what it's worth. And my last part, and the last point I wanted to make in this video is remember, observation Haki is about perception, and it has to do with something with time. We've seen both. Actually, we've seen more than that. We've seen Red-Haired Shanks. We've seen First Mate Ben Beckman. We've seen Dark King Silver's Rayleigh. They've all done moves, and we kind of saw it a little bit with Katakuri. They've all made moves that made them seem faster than what they should be. And it's possible that, and pretty sure Hawkeyes has this, Zoro and Luffy probably will obtain this or whatever. Maybe Sanji breaks through it. Maybe Dragon has it. Maybe Kong and a few others have it. To where they move fast. It's not that they're moving at the speed of light or anything like that, but they can literally slow down time around them. Figuratively or literally, depending on how old it takes it. But their perception is so fast, it's so keen, that time moves at a standstill, almost on some Flash status, if you know DC. So these are my thoughts. I would love to hear what y'all have to say about the future observation Haki. Future of Armaments Haki video is going to come, and we shall see about Congress Haki. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.